This is Ted Cheeseman, current British champion. You're now watching Sporting Icons.
Right, so a couple of hours ago, the British Boxing Board of Control have announced their what we're going to call latest orders surrounding their British title throughout all of the weight divisions. So basically, we're going to get an update as to what fights are ordered, what fights have already been ordered and will be taking place, etc, etc. Okay, so a lot of this is new news for a lot of us. Now, in the heavyweight division, Joe Joyce, he's the British heavyweight champion. He's only just won that belt, so he doesn't have to defend it, of course, after defeating Dan Dubois. So he hasn't been ordered to defend that belt against anybody as of right now. In the cruiserweight division will be for the vacant cruiserweight British title, recently vacated by Richard Riakporhe. That will be on the line for Dion Jumar versus Chris Smith. That'll be a fantastic fight, won't it? Anyway, that'll be taking place on the Matchroom show on the 20th of March. Exactly what show that's going to be, we'll find out later after 6 p.m. today, so a couple of hours from me recording this video, as to exactly what fight event and where it's going to be. Okay, but either way, it's definitely going to be 20th of March. Who's going to be the headliner? Don't know. Maybe this one. In the light heavyweight division, of course, we've got Craig Richards. He's only just won that belt a couple of weeks ago on the Mick Hennessy show, so he doesn't have to defend it just yet, but he will have to defend it against the winner of English champion, currently the English champion Dan Aziz, when he takes on Ricky Summers. And that fight will be put on by MTK Global on a date and venue to be announced in due course. As a side note as well, with Dan Aziz, of course, he is the English champion after defeating my good friend Lawrence Osaweki. Okay, Ricky Summers got a draw with Lawrence Osaweki. I thought that Lawrence Osaweki beat Ricky Summers. So I'm not too sure why Ricky Summers is in this final eliminator. No idea. Either way, I think the favourite has to be Dan Aziz. I mean, he's such a talent, isn't he? Such a talent. In the super middleweight division, the belt's vacant, of course, and that'll be taken or contested between Willie Hutchinson and Lennox Clark. Date and venue to be announced in due course, but it will be a Frank Warren show. So Willie Hutchinson versus Lennox Clark for the vacant super middleweight British title. In the middleweight division, be between champion Denzel Bentley and Felix Cash. Now, this will be a purse bid. Purse bid will be held. In fact, a lot of these purse bids, as we go through the list, will be held on February the 10th, which is a Wednesday, at 12 o'clock. So that's when the purse bids must go in and the fight must take place no later than June of this year. So Denzel Bentley must defend his belt against Felix Cash. It's an interesting one as well, because Denzel Bentley looked real good, hasn't he, over his last couple of fights as well. He's a Frank Warren fighter. Felix Cash is an Eddie Hearn fighter. So that's going to be very interesting. Now, do not be surprised if this fight ends up taking place on the Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua fight card. Because obviously Tyson Fury, he's Frank Warren, Anthony Joshua's Eddie Hearn. They've already put on a show together. It'd be far easier to put these two on the same show, wouldn't it? That way, they're not going to be arguing and bickering as to who's going to be showing this particular fight. BT Sports Guy, in my opinion. Anyway, we'll have to wait and find out for that one. Also, side note on this particular fight as well, even though Denzel Bentley is the British champion, Felix Cash is also the Commonwealth champion for the middleweight division. But Denzel Bentley will get 60% of the purse. Felix Cash will get 40%. Why that is, no idea. I guess the British belt's more important than the Commonwealth. I guess that's pretty much where they're coming from. In the super welterweight division, that belt is vacant after Scott Fitzgerald vacated the belt due to his own personal problems. Former champion Ted Cheeseman, who I still maintain beat Scott Fitzgerald. I was there front and centre live to watch my friend Ted Cheeseman take on Scott Fitzgerald here in Newcastle. It is what it is. Everybody's got their own opinions about that particular fight. Either way, Ted Cheeseman will be trying to get his belt back, but against JJ Metcalf. And that fight will be taking place on March the 6th. We know what fight card that's going to be. Dillian Whyte versus Alexander Povetkin, the rematch. Is this going to be a chief support or what? Again, we'll have to wait and find out. But be a very interesting one, that is for sure. Also, in regards to the super welterweight British title there, the winner of Ted Cheeseman versus JJ Metcalf will have to take on the winner of Kieron Smith versus Kieron Conway. For me, Kieron Conway is a super talent right now. But we'll have to wait and see how this particular fight turns out with Kieron Smith and Kieron Conway. Again, much like all the other ones with the purse bid, lunchtime, Wednesday, the 10th of February, with the fight taking place no later than June. So we'll have to wait and find out. So Kieron Smith versus Kieron Conway. The winner will take on the winner of Ted Cheeseman versus JJ Metcalf. In the welterweight division, of course, the British champion is Chris Jenkins. Well, he's going to have to defend that belt against Iko Usman, who again looks very, very good. And this will be on a Frank Warren show, date and venue to be confirmed. A side note from me, I'm surprised how they let Conor Benn not be in this particular position, because originally it was supposed to be Chris Jenkins and Conor Benn. So I'm not too sure why Conor Benn is not in this position right now. Anyway, it is what it is. What can we do? In the lightweight division, the vacant belt will be contested. Let me go back up a bit. I just missed one there, didn't I? In the super lightweight division, of course, you've got the champion, Akeem Ennis-Brown, and he will be defending his British super lightweight title against Sam Maxwell. This will be a voluntary defence on a Frank Warren show. Time, date, etc., etc. to be announced. Now we'll move on to the lightweight division for the vacant lightweight title. Liam Walsh versus Paul Highland Jr. Both of these guys, very, very good fighters. Met Paul Highland Jr. numerous times, interviewed him a couple of times now as well. Real nice guy. Former champion, of course, is Lewis Ritson. But Liam Walsh versus Paul Highland Jr., that's going to be a very, very good fight. It really, really is. And that's going to be on a MTK Global show. I can presume that because there's Lee Eaton, who, of course, promotes the MTK shows. And that'll be taking place on Friday, the 19th of February. So we can watch that on IFL TV, I'm presuming. That's still going to be the deal. Or if you're over there stateside, on ESPN. So Liam Walsh versus Paul Highland Jr. for the vacant British lightweight title. In the featherweight division, Anthony Kake, did I say that right? I don't know. I've seen him fight, but I've never actually pronounced his name or anything. Anyway, it is what it is. He's a champion, and he'll be taking on Leon Woodstock, who has looked fantastic over the last year or so. He really, really has. So that's going to be a very good fight, a really good fight. But that's a voluntary defence anyway, and that'll be on a Frank Warren show on the 27th of February, and that'll take place in London. Also, the winner of this particular fight will have to take on the winner of Zelfa Barrett versus Archie Sharpe. But have they just spelt Zelfa Barrett's name wrong on this one? Anyway, it is what it is. That's going to be a very good fight. Very interesting as well, because not only will it have to go to purse bid, same place, same everything, which will be lunchtime Wednesday, the 10th of February, with the fight taking place no later than June. But again, Zelfa Barrett left Frank Warren, is now a Eddie Hearn fighter. Archie Sharpe is still a Frank Warren fighter. So again, Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, going to have to be going together to put on this particular fight. So again, don't be surprised if it ends up landing on the Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight card, if of course that fight happens. So again, that's going to be interesting. Hopefully nobody pulls out of this one. That's going to be a really good fight. In the featherweight division, the vacant belt will be between Reese Mould and Lee Wood. And this will be put on by Eddie Hearn, date and venue to be announced. Again, I'm sure we'll probably find out later on today as to what fight card that's going to be, what date, venue, etc., etc. Lee Wood, I think he's an absolutely fantastic fighter, by the way. Spoke to him a couple of times, real nice guy, gave me a shout out and everything like that. Anyway, in the super bantamweight division, this will be a mandatory defence for Brad Foster, who of course is the champion, to be taking on Gamal Yafai. This defence will be considered next month, for whatever reason that's going to be. Anyway, a final eliminator will be between Mark Leach and Thomas Asomba. Now, Thomas Asomba, he got a draw with Thomas Patrick Ward last time out due to the was a head clash, if I remember rightly. Again, my very good friend in Thomas Patrick Ward. So again, I'm not too sure why Thomas Asomba is there and Thomas Patrick Ward is not. Not that Thomas Patrick Ward needs this belt. He's already been this champion already when he defeated Jazza Dickens. But of course, he's looking at world title. That's where he is. He's ranked number 3 or 4 in the world with the WBO. Maybe that's why. Either way, Mark Leach versus Thomas Asomba in the final eliminator. Again, Wednesday, the 10th of February at lunchtime. Okay, with the fight taking place no later than June. The bantamweight champion Lee McGregor and the super flyweight champion Sonny Edwards, they don't have to defend them belts for whatever reason, is what it is. In the flyweight division, the belt is vacant, and that'll be contested between Tommy Frank and Kyle Youssef, and that'll be promoted by Dennis Hobson, to be taking place on Friday the 19th of March in Sheffield. And the winner to waive grace and defend when called upon to do so. Why they put that in there, I don't know. I'm a little surprised that Tommy Frank is in there because he lost his last fight. So why is he fighting for the British title is beyond me. I don't know. Maybe they're short of other opponents, I don't know. Either way, Tommy Frank will take on Carl Youssef for the vacant flyweight title. Personally, I think he should move up and take on Sonny Edwards, but hey, it is what it is. Anyway, that's what's going on for the British titles up and down the weight divisions. Don't worry, I confused myself a couple of times on some of those. Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all in the next video.